All right. Hi, everyone. Please settle in. We'll get started here in just a minute. While we wait, please let us know where you're from in the chat or tell us your favorite ice cream flavor. All right. Good morning, afternoon, everyone. My name is Trish, and I'll be your host as we discuss today's topic, VIB emails, the B2B marketer's best kept secret, brought to you by VIB. Now, before we get started, just a quick reminder to please be sure to use the Q&A button in your window to ask any questions you may have. We'll do our best to answer all your questions, and for those we're unable to get to, we will follow up with you after. And without further ado, I would like to introduce today's speaker, Mariah West, VP of Marketing at VIB. Mariah has over 15 years of marketing experience and has held various leadership roles. If you'd like to connect with Mariah, you can find her on LinkedIn. I am going to drop her LinkedIn in the chat for you all. And now to begin, let's kick it over to Mariah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Trishana. And thank you everybody for joining today to talk a little bit about email. Now, in my role at VIB and in my career in general, email has always been a time-tested engagement tactic. And as a marketer, especially, we rely on email a lot to build relationships with leads and ideally use that relationship to move those leads down the sales funnel. Or if you're even not a marketer, the same is probably still true for you. Email is the main tactic you use for customer and prospect communications and engagement. But for email to be successful, it really requires good quality content. It requires constant iteration to keep that engagement high. And the most important thing is it requires accurate contact information for the people that you're trying to reach. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about an alternative to your owned email that helps you reach targeted and engaged contacts with a little bit of help from us at VIB. Now, marketers and sellers know that with the right contacts and consistent outreach through things like email, people can be nurtured into potential sales opportunities or even loyal referrers. But as I said a moment ago, there's a fundamental prerequisite for success in email, and that is a quality mailing list. And when I say quality, I mean a few things. I mean accurate contact data so that emails don't bounce. I mean meaningful data per contact so you know how to segment and market to them. I also mean appropriate privacy and opt-in procedures so that you can legally engage with somebody. But one of the other indicators that we use for quality is also the warmth of the lead, meaning even if you have those first three requirements in place, they still may not engage with your email if they have no brand awareness or organic interest in you. So if your database is mostly cold contacts who don't know you, you probably are still going to struggle to get results in email. So building a large and a clean and most importantly, an engaged database or mailing list, it's no small feat, as you know. And even when you're successful, an interesting stat from Informatica, 30% of your database is decaying every year. And decaying just means the information is no longer relevant. Decay happens mostly when people move jobs. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the stat is actually a lot higher now because of the Great Recession and all of the layoffs that we're reading about every day in the news. There's a lot of job change happening. And with job change comes a change in contact information, which may or may not throw a hard bounce for you in your marketing automation platform. So how you deal with decay, it definitely has an impact on your email performance for sure, but it also has a cost. According to Eloqua, the average cost per bad record is $11. And that cost comes from some lost effort, just like the operational effort, but also from the cost to store a bad contact within your systems. But despite the rise in decay, email, as you know, is still a critical demand channel, with 37% of brands stating they're increasing their email spend this year. So at ViB, if I just relate it back to us though, we talk to customers every day. And those customers range from small startup to, big behemoth companies in tech. And some of the negative outcomes that we hear from our customers on poor database health include things like poor campaign performance. If you've got an unengaged database, you're going to get less engagement in your emails. Pretty straightforward. Which also means that the things that you're promoting via those emails, may not get the registrants or downloads that you need for it to be successful. Negative outcome as well is lower deliverability. A lot of companies, unfortunately, don't always deactivate old emails. So you may not get a hard bounce. It may just go to the email for a dormant user and get filtered out and unforwarded. And that affects your success in your send rate. It's also a high cost to get new people in the database that is of quality, emphasis on quality. Most of us fill our databases by getting people to opt in through different tactics like asset downloads, events. But we also try to reach beyond our known universe to get inbound through advertising and sponsorships, and those have a cost and may not always yield a valid contact. I know for myself, we sponsor a lot of industry events, and unfortunately, sometimes the lists that we get after the event has bounced contacts in it. It's disappointing. It requires cost, it requires effort to get it right. We also hear a lot of feedback on limited ABM results, because our clients may know, one or two, maybe a half a dozen contacts in a target account, but don't have opt-ins from other contacts in the buying committee. And as I'm sure you know, a lot of buying decisions happen via the buying committee these days, especially in tech. And lastly, in situations where our clients try to amplify their efforts with different third-party agencies, we do get feedback that it can result in a bit of a loss of control to the messaging, because in that case, it's no longer their email, it's no longer their database, it's no longer their landing page. So that's really where ViB emails comes to play. We saw our customers experiencing this problem, and we came up with a solution to help them address the gap and address that age-old problem of needing to go beyond their known database. And it's through a solution that we call ViB emails. And I want to show you how this works. So over the last decade, we've built up a community of millions of tech decision makers and influencers. And the community members join under the promise that we're going to make it easier for them to learn about new tech. We're going to help connect them with emerging technologies. We're going to give them opportunities to network with their peers, and in some cases, even get job opportunities through the community. So they sign up, and during the onboarding process, and also continuously through different stages of their membership, they tell us about their interests. Now, we proactively survey them to find out what topics they have needs in, where they're buying technology, what role they play in the decision-making process. And during that process, they also opt in to receive email communications from our clients within those different categories. And that's where you, the ViB client, comes in. ViB emails basically allows our clients to gain access to the community to get their message to new contacts that match their ideal customer profile. And this is also, by the way, the same approach we use for all of our solutions above and beyond email. So just to give a specific example, let's say you have an upcoming webinar you've been trying to promote to your database. Maybe you had a goal, let's just say of like 300 attendees, and with your current registration numbers, you're only trending to a third of it. Well, you would send us the HTML email for the webinar, and we would help you get to that 300 goal by promoting that webinar to our community members that match your targeting and that match their needs that they have given us. And I like to always affectionately call us the B2B matchmakers is a good way to think about us. Now, a webinar is just one example of many. We do recommend choosing a strong and topical offer, something like an ebook, a white paper, or an event, or like I mentioned, a webinar that's low on registrations, will send your email according to your preferred send dates. And because it's your email and call to action, you'll be able to stay in control of your message and track your own results. We aren't an intermediary here. Consider us an extension of your existing demand team. Now, we know that when it comes to email, you spend a lot of effort on crafting that ideal campaign. And so with ViB emails, it's a really smart way to push your existing work even further. So a lot of our clients use ViB emails to augment ABM efforts to get brand awareness in accounts they're trying to reach where we have warm contacts. Or they'll use us to get new contacts in existing accounts where maybe they have expansion objectives into other buying groups, but they don't have any contact with them today. For example, I was talking to a client the other day where they decided to use ViB emails to survey other buying teams in their top accounts and gather contact info and, more importantly, helpful data on needs through that tactic. So it can be really beneficial to supporting your ABM needs. It's also a great alternative to traditional advertising. With a lot of companies, what they do in situations where they don't have a killer database is they spend money on paid advertising, which serves a purpose, right? To get more brand familiarity to your company and product with new contacts. But email can also serve a very similar purpose, and it's much less expensive and more efficient or effective at getting actual conversions versus just impressions. Now, we know that in a lot of companies, the same people who do email may not necessarily be the same people who run advertising, but in talking to our clients, especially those who are departmental leaders, they shared back with us that they were looking at email engagement rates and comparing it with ad engagement rates to make budget decisions, because to them, a delivered and opened email serves a similar value to an impression. So just something to think about. One of the other biggest benefits we hear from clients is in the fact that we are reusing existing material and sending people to the client's existing landing pages, which means no new work for them. And it really gives you the confidence that your existing messaging and tracking stays 100% in place. Because we believe at ViB, you're the expert in your solution and use case messaging, not us. And so we don't pretend to be, we just help you get more eyes on it. Plus, because our community is warm and opted in, you don't have to do any work to ensure lead quality, because we're the ones who are ensuring your email deliverability, your open rates, your click-through rates, and we're getting the downloads, the downloads and registrations on the other side. So all in all, ViB emails can really be an amazing resource for you to counteract that database decay challenge and push more outcomes with your existing emails. It's really a best kept secret for our marketing clients. And I wanted to just take the opportunity to take a minute to share with you some of the use cases for how our customers are leveraging this solution. The first and most, prevalent use case for ViB emails that we see in our clients is for brand awareness. As you know, there are push and pull tactics in marketing, and there's a finite number of people who will stumble on your brand organically, which means that for you, you need effective outbound tactics to acquire and warm a lead into an MQL stage. So a lot of our clients use ViB emails to be that first brand awareness step by getting your value messaging to a broader audience. The second most prevalent use case for ViB emails is to drive event performance. Now, this could be registrations or attendees, but basically if you're struggling to get the signups you expected for your physical or virtual event or webinar, ViB emails is a really great way of filling that gap with high quality sign-up match your targeting criteria. The other thing is it's quick. We can deploy your email in a day. So we see a lot of clients come to us, near the end of an event, right before the due date, and we can perform with a really quick turnaround. The third most prevalent use case for ViB emails we see in our clients is to promote top of funnel content. And this could be ebooks, infographics, high value and non-technical white papers, really any physical asset where you have a download goal and you aren't hitting those numbers, or maybe you need a boost or you want to exceed expectations. Our community members love consuming interesting content. Now, it's one thing for me to say it, but I'd love to also share with you a couple of specific customer examples. So the first one, our client, DataCore, software company, they offer software-defined storage solutions, and their senior manager of marketing for Americas had a key goal around enhancing and expanding their lead database for the Americas team. But they did not have any existing brand recognition in a few of the target markets where they were looking to expand, excuse me. So they started looking for different vendors to increase that exposure. And they engaged with us to use our email service. And they had the ultimate goal of bringing in new qualified warm contacts into their database using ViB emails. When they started working with us, they sent emails mostly around webinars and I think content downloads as well. And within a few short months, we were able to help them generate over 2,000 new engaged contacts for their database. You can see Gabby's face here. Gabby is DataCore's senior manager of marketing for the Americas. And she shared that with every ViB email that they sent, they added 50 to 75 new quality contacts to their database, which for them was a major win because their objective was on lead database expansion. Another use case for you, our client Turbonomic, which is now part of IBM. They offer application resource management software. And at the time they engaged with ViB, they were in a rapid growth phase. They were constantly expanding the sales team. They needed to scale the number of leads the company was generating to meet the growing demands of the larger team. And so being able to generate quality leads was a challenge with those natural kind of increased pressures of scaling, but they also needed consistent results. They weren't really looking for a one and done vendor versus somebody who could act as a real extension to their long-term demand efforts. So IBM started using ViB emails first just to drive webinar participation. And with us, they saw 110% increase in registration for any of the webinars they were promoting through ViB emails. And then in their case, after the success they had with emails, they also extended to leveraging our appointment setting program and are experiencing around a 10x ROI for each close one opportunity generated from ViB leads. So in IBM's case, we were able to generate that kind of quick and consistent result that they were looking for to help them scale at a rapid speed. And the last one I wanted to share with you speaks to that advertising use case I shared earlier. And this one's from our client, Cloudera. They are an enterprise cloud data company. And Ling Ton is a marketer who owns both paid media and campaign management responsibilities. And for her, at the time she found ViB, she was responsible for brand awareness and attendance to Cloudera's virtual events and webinars. And she was really struggling with quality results using her primary channel, which was paid media. In Cloudera's case, she had a pretty extensive solution stack, but experienced a couple of core challenges in lead gen with her existing vendors. She had shared with us that certain vendors she was using were dishonest about their lead sourcing methods, and they didn't provide any guarantee on lead quality that they would stand behind. So she decided to use ViB emails, and she said the results were beyond her expectations with the community-based approach and for a cost that was really minimal compared to other investments. So just these three customers, DataCore, IBM, and Cloudera, they're just a couple of examples of different ways to use ViB emails that you may want to consider. So if you are interested in unlocking more opportunities with email, I just want to run you through briefly how it would work. Really simple. So first, you decide who you're going to reach. So what's the targeting for the audience you want to activate? And we will tell you how many people we have in our community that matches that targeting. Then you choose what you want to promote and send us your email for it. Most customers send us HTMLs, but you can also use text if you prefer. And then last, we send it. We send it to your preferred send dates. And then once it's sent, you pretty much have an immediate pulse on the results because, again, it's your CTA and your landing page. Now, for our friends who also have ABM objectives, Instead of sending us categorical targeting, you can also let us know if you want to activate specific accounts. We can target only your target accounts in our community if you'd like. And lastly, we even do A/B testing for you on things like subject line revisions and second sends, which can be helpful for some of our clients. Now, I talked a lot about ViB emails, but I did just want to mention that email is only one of the marketing channels that we offer at ViB. We have an entire portfolio of demand gen solutions to assist you in generating results that I want to touch on really briefly. And all the solutions help our clients facilitate different objectives across the buyer's journey. So we have both top and middle of funnel lead gen tactics based on the goal of the customer. And then in addition to emails, we offer content syndication, where you can promote your asset of choice for download to our community. We offer events where we can plan a full service webinar for you. That includes us doing demand gen to get your attendees. Or if you have a pre-existing event you don't want us to run, but you need attendees, we can assist there as well. We offer appointments where we can match your sales rep with community members who are interested in having a meeting with you to learn about the solution that you offer. And we can create high value research assets by surveying our community members so that you can have some killer stats that you can reuse across different marketing tactics. And we even have a service where we can help uncover opportunities that are in flight with our deal discovery solution, where we basically uncover active sales projects and tell you which competitors are in those projects. So no matter your needs in demand gen, our mission is really to be your partner in crime to get the job done. And all the solutions I showed leverage the strength of that ViB community I mentioned throughout, where that proprietary community approach matches those tech decision makers and influencers who voluntarily join our community with ViB clients who have solutions they want to promote. And from our perspective and our client's perspective, it's a major win-win because the client gets a new lead or an opportunity and our community member gets to address their need as well. So if you're a B2B company, you've got a tech product or solution or service, you need a little bit of help, need to expand your market presence, let us know. We'd really be happy to have a conversation on how we can help you accomplish your goals. Now, before you go, at ViB, we believe really strongly in reciprocity. And so what a better way to put some skin in the game than by offering you the opportunity to try ViB emails for yourself at no cost through our program called ViB Trials. So if you're new to ViB, you're not currently a client, or even you're an existing customer who has never tried ViB emails, we welcome you to test out the service for yourself. The free trial gives you the opportunity to send your email of choice to up to 75,000 broad technology contacts in our community. So go ahead and either scan the QR code on the screen, or you can access the link above the laptop image to navigate there and sign up yourself. I'm sure we're gonna send out the link afterwards too, if you're interested that way. So with that, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for hearing me talk a bit about the B2B marketer's best kept secret with ViB emails. And with that, I'm going to pass you back to Trishana, who's going to close us out.
All right. Well, everyone, we hope that you enjoyed today's very quick, rapid session on ViB emails, our marketer's best kept secret, B2B marketer's best kept secret. Apologies. Thank you all for coming. We hope that you found it information valuable. And we are going to go ahead and close. If you have any questions, please be on the lookout. Please let us know, and there will be a follow-up email after today's session. Thank you all for coming. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.